Always save women food, fellas.
If you're gonna listen to one piece of fucking advice in your entire fucking
That's
life,
it. That's the key.
if you're gonna stay in shape for anything in life, let it be the zombie apocalypse. It's the itis.
It's setting in. It's kicking in now. Okay, it's gonna save?
It's gonna save.
All right.
Hey everyone, Rissa here with Culture Fuzz. Thank you so much for joining me back here on my channel. If it's your first time here, make sure you hit that bell notification and that subscribe button so you always get notified when I put up new content. On this episode of Rissa, what are we doing? What segment is this? I have so many segments. This is Breaking Bread. So this is Rissa Eats Breaking Bread.
See this lovely food. There's so much food right here.
So we've got this random guy. We've got this good looking food. What am I doing? Who's here? What's going on? Make sure you stay tuned to find out.
Hey.
On this episode, coronavirus.
Yeah.
That's just gonna be the horrible,
Jeez.
running fucking joke of the century. It's like dark and morbid though.
It's really crazy.
It's like coronavirus is like, ugh.
Yeah, it's affecting a lot of industries.
Do you think they'll make like a lullaby song about it, like Ring Around the Rosie?
Ooh, only if it gets like real bad. If it gets real bad,
where
then
kids
like
have
some
to make
kids,
songs to cope.
some kids are gonna make some songs. Yeah,
It's like shit, dude. It's
Hopefully we don't go through that era. Like I was hoping to miss that in my lifetime.
It's like I don't want songs to be curated
Nah.
after disease. I don't want to live that long, or like I don't want to live to witness that.
No.
Yeah, no. Anyway, so back to the great delicious food. On this episode of Rissa Eats, I'm breaking bread with the one and only Noreik, aka Thascool.
Hey.
AKA he's dope, AKA good vibes,
AKA
he has
What's up?
and he's got a new album out. He's so I just have to like tell you guys something real quick. So we did this already.
Oh, we're gonna be transparent?
We're gonna be fully transparent.
All right, we're gonna be fully transparent.
Shit happens and
This is version 2.
This is take 2. We did this before. We had this food before. We had our reaction. I'm just sad. I was editing.
It was so good too.
I was editing and something happened, and long story short, the footage it's gone. It left. It's no longer with us.
I know creatives can relate because that kind of stuff happens. You got to make sure to get memory cards and memory cards. You got to back up your stuff. Got to make sure things are saving and that your production is on point. But you don't know until it happens, and that's,
I was just very lucky that you are one of the most gracious and understanding people on the face of this planet. And I was still sweating, and I was like, and of course he was like, it's okay, things happen. Just like Rafiki vibes. Like
they do. Things do happen.
I love it. I'm so grateful. And it's just, it's just lesson learned. You guys learn from me. What is it, like the fool learns from their own mistakes? The wise learns from others. Something like that. But we hope. Just back your shit up. Just back it up. Anyway, so what are we eating? What are we eating today?
We went to get some food at Dhat Island, and that is a Caribbean restaurant, Caribbean and Creole restaurant
fusion
in San Bernardino. So we just got a few items. My ancestry is from Trinidad and Tobago. And there's not too many Trinidadian restaurants that are kind of around. You'd have to like get my mom to make some stuff, and
like that authentic.
Oh yeah,
like,
we'll do a version 3 of that, and we'll have that at the house.
Just the version 1. It's just in the spirit world now.
It is. It is in a different dimension. Someone's watching version 1.
Exactly. Yes. Exactly. In another world, they got that version.
Yeah. So we got we decided to get some food from there again. Shout out to them. And it's like a little mix of Southern and like Caribbean influences. We have some red beans and rice and some plantains. We have some shrimp as well.
So this is the Creole shrimp that I got, and you can choose your side. So it's considered an entree. It was like vegetables, something else. The only thing that caught to me was the red beans and rice, and I didn't realize they were literally just... I'm not even fucking kidding. So like,
yeah, you gotta get that out of here,
dude. No, I have like we have this understanding, like, not even giving it attention. Okay, Okay.
What's up?
Okay.
All right. So we were saying that we had.
I was showing you the pile of red beans and rice. Is what I was doing.
Cut to the red beans and rice. Look at that. Caribbean food will always give you over portions and tons of portions because they're just like, no, baby, keep eating. You're good.
There's a shrimp.
And it's always great.
There's a couple of shrimps right there. They also give you plantains. They ask you if you want sweet or what. Spicy? Sweet or
spicy plantain?
Not spicy, but like there was another version that they said I could have. It was like something sweet.
I've only had sweet plantain.
And that's all that I recognized, and I was like, sweet. I don't even want to commit to the other one.
It's interesting.
Very interesting. So that's that, and they used when they describe their flavoring a lot of like island seasoning. So I don't know what that consists of. There's like bell pepper and onion in there, and
we'll
cabbage.
See. That's the thing with some of these restaurants. It's like the population in the community are kind of more towards the East Coast than out here in the West Coast. So it's difficult to get a lot of the authentic spices and the authentic recipes.
I see, that makes sense. Okay.
And the ingredients kind of in place. It's just not a lot of access. So I commend anybody who takes on this kind of food and turns it into a restaurant because it's a challenge to do, but it's delicious and it's appreciated. And we're gonna dig in. We got some gumbo over here.
So go ahead and why don't you break down what's in here? Just wanted to mix it up so they could get a really good look at the chunks.
I know we got some gumbo in here. It has a little bit of crab legs, some shrimp.
That's one thing we noticed last time. They're pretty generous with the crab legs.
For sure.
And they're like pretty good. Oh, I don't know why I gave it to you. I'm sorry. That was awkward.
But I've had the gumbo before and it is very, very good.
It is good.
It's not too spicy. It has like, it has more flavor in the front palate and then the aftertaste kind of has more of that spice that's there. But it always has you craving more, and the crab legs, they absorb that flavor like on point.
See, that's the best. I love it when it like absorbs the flavor, like it gets through the shell.
It's not just on top and it's just gonna slide off and then you have dry crab
that
legs.
Part, like, yeah, it's all like, what a catfish, like catfished by the
You've
fish.
deceived me.
I'm upset now. And then of course, the beignets.
We
like
had to have beignets.
A bowl of sugar, absolutely. So
a great dessert.
We we'll talk about.
Don't forget our our ting.
The ting. So I went in there and I was like, can I get like that lime drink and that ginger drink? And he's like, oh, the ting and the ginger beer. I was like, the ting. It's just just great marketing.
Yeah, it's great. This is you can always count on some sort of lemon lime kind of knockoff type of citrusy soda anywhere in the Caribbean.
Love it.
Ginger beer is another drink that is pretty common. In Trinidad, we have what's called shandy, and shandy is like a ginger beer. It has a little bit of alcohol in it with some sodas, but it's not enough, so kids would drink it, and you'd feel like you're kind of an adult, like getting up there and everything. But I loved them. Whenever I went down. So
that's dope. How often did you go down? I'm gonna start digging in. I'm just gonna start eating.
Yeah. I've gone down to Trinidad about 4 times total in my life, and the 2 crucial times was in 2008 when I was a junior in high school.
Okay.
And I went to Carnival and got to experience that part of my culture and see how just rich it really is, and how all of the people, just all the engagement that's really there. It's insane. It's probably the world's biggest party.
It looks really fun. Did you dress up in like, I don't know how the men dress, but how do the men dress? I know the women dress like the feathers and
the men dress the same. You know, they have like men's costumes, these kind of like vests and things that go on, and like and shorts.
Okay.
It's like vests and shorts, while the women have like more of like a bikini
Would
style.
you ever get to those roots?
Oh yeah, for sure.
You would
for
do
sure.
it?
Yeah, I think I didn't know what to expect, so I didn't want to jump all the way in.
Yeah.
When I was like a junior in high school.
I'm just like,
I was like, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna just watch. But my cousins did, so I got to see them get ready and dress, and it made me jealous. I should have did it. Like at that time, I should have. They were just having way too much fun. I was like, dang, it's not like that they judge you for not being a part of it, because it's the most like non-judgmental country ever.
Really?
Yes,
That's dope.
absolutely. They like around carnival time, everybody's equal. You got like senators and political people and teachers and people on the street, and everybody's just having a great time.
That's amazing.
It really is something else. I encourage anybody to go, and when they do go, to respect the locals and to respect just being there, and how much of a blessing it really is for you to be there, because like they don't have to open up their culture like that.
That's true. That's a really good point. That's a really good point.
It is inviting.
Yeah, and it's a great way to get to know the world outside of ours, because I think we're fed a certain perception of, oh, you just gonna go straight for the...
Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I realized as I was doing that, I was like, wait, we have this to do it, but you know, it's all right.
I think I'm still gonna want some.
It's not like
a
crazy virus is going on right now.
No, not at all.
Not
at all. I feel like other cultures are fine with that. We're so weird about that type of shit, but it's okay. I know you don't have cooties, but what I was gonna say, that's a really good point, because I think it's really important to get a broader perspective of the world outside of what we're fed, because we're fed certain things and certain ideas about different cultures. You've got to try the shrimp though.
Yeah, I'm about to throw that.
I'm not gonna lie, like it does taste like island spices with the shrimp one. It's actually pretty tasty.
Let's see how that goes.
So I want to talk to you about your recently released album, Triangles. Yeah. Talk to me about that. So I love the whole branding thing with it, the album, the video that just came out. Talk to me about it.
Well, Triangles was a pretty cool labor of love. I recorded the music in Michigan with my frequent collaborator, Apollo. He's a producer, and we were able to craft out the music.
I forgot how gingery that is.
Oh, the ginger beer?
Mm-hmm. I'm like, that's ginger. That's ginger.
Isn't it interesting that they're like the same colors though?
Oh. Yeah, it has like a squirt vibe going on.
Yeah.
Like this does not taste like squirt at all though.
But anyway, yeah, we went and I flew down there, spent about 4 or 5 days.
Dope.
And we just got to recording, you know. And we've worked previously on an EP that I had called The Night Before and The Morning Of. And yeah, like he was one of the...
Did you do those in Michigan as well?
No, I did those here. He was living here in Southern California.
Okay, so he lives in Michigan now. Cool.
Yeah, he lives in Michigan now. So to go over there, and you know, the weather's a little different and the vibe is a little
cold.
different. We were at like yeah, it was a little cold. It was a little cold,
I think
but
I
not
saw
too bad though.
Okay, like wait,
not like
when it's like 66
snowy.
degrees, I start bitching about it.
Oh yeah, it was like that. It was like that.
It was 66 degrees?
Yeah, it was like
but
that.
But like Michigan 66 though, not like over here 66.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, for sure. That's cool.
Yeah, so it was just like a different vibe, and he had a studio, and we just got to work, and every day we were making songs. And out of the songs that we made, when I flew back, I just started putting them together and kind of concepting what I wanted to release for 2020. And we have more songs that we did, but I thought 3 would be perfect to put out. Just as kind of like a get going for 2020, you know what I mean?
Just
like
a 3,
like
just
a
like a
kickstart.
good 3.
Yeah, just a nice 3, nice kickstart. And then I started concepting, well, what would the 3 mean? How could I complete a body of work with only 3 songs?
Why just 3?
Well, I think...
Why not just like 4? Because I can still get the quick point across.
Yeah, 4 can. I just wanted it to be an odd number for whatever reason. You know, I just wanted like at least 3 songs. Like when I released the last EP, it was 7. I don't know. There's just something that fits well with odd numbers in music to me.
For sure. Love it.
Yeah. So I thought 3 was enough. 1, 2, 3. You know, ABC was just like there was a lot of different, I guess like metaphors to me with 3, and then I came up with the name Triangles, and it's triangles with a Y, and because you're trying different angles and you're trying different ways to improve yourself. And I was like, okay, because I never want to be the person to say, hey, you have to do it this way. You know, like, no, you only have to do it this way. Now, there are some things in life that, yes, there is only a certain way to do it. However, it's nobody's business to tell you you have to do it this way, because there's so many different ways that you can win nowadays. who's like, nobody can tell you what you need to do. You know, they can suggest, they can give advice, whatever, but they can't tell you. So I wanted to give something loving to the community by giving multiple angles. You know, how many angles could I give? I think 3 is good enough for me not to stretch myself, and 3 is good enough for me to kind of like get decisive on.
Okay.
And yeah, so
like it's easy to commit to drive your point across,
of course,
while keeping people's attention. I feel like 3 is like a fair commitment to the ratio of people's attention spans nowadays.
Absolutely, absolutely. And if you look at the data, everything is.
Oh my God. That was good.
What?
I felt the flavor.
Oh, and
through the actual, yeah, like it actually like marinate. Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
It's breaking off pretty nicely, guys. That's pretty bomb. No, but I love that concept, and then like try different angles. Like I like the double entendre with that, and then you did a listening party for it, Rage of Love, a couple of weeks ago, right?
Yes.
And that was phenomenal.
Thank you.
That was like the production, all of that. Shout out to
Future Soul.
Yes,
and,
Future Soul.
And Brick to Your Face. Rage of Love was a wonderful event. The whole premise of just events that I'm a part of, like I've been in the scene for a while, and I've seen how venues kind of treat our shows and how promoters kind of treat the shows that they do. And sometimes they just rely on the venue. Sometimes the venue relies too much on the promoter. And
in terms of like production and getting the equipment needed and providing the aesthetics.
Promotion, aesthetic, equipment, people who are running a show. So because I've seen it in multiple ways, but yet I understand that a higher elevation requires budgets, requires money, requires people who are a little bit more dedicated to the craft.
Yep.
My goal was to create a show that's just an elevated version. Like if there's like an in-between to those two things. How can we make a local show look and feel like something that people would want to travel to go see?
I'm so sorry. We're gonna come back to that, like a show that we want people to come out and be like, I want to do that. But I need to talk about this gumbo for 2.5 seconds. This is much better than the one we had last time.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Like I don't know. I need you to try it. Maybe I'm tripping, but it's spicier. It's warmer. Like I did one of those like, ooh.
Like hold up now.
That was really, really good. Did you try it yet?
No, not yet.
Okay.
I'm still on this red beans and rice. And
I need
you're right about the shrimp.
What?
The island spices on the shrimp is delicious.
Yeah, it's really good. I'm like, was there a different cook in the kitchen today? I don't know. Just okay, because the last time, I don't know what that was, but might be some cartilage or something. But the last time, I got the fried chicken eggs Benedict, and then you got the seafood gumbo, the same thing. I remember trying it and not being like, oh yeah, that's like gumbo. I was just like, okay, if like a white person was making gumbo, like maybe.
Gotta have some flavor when you're making the gumbo.
Just when I have gumbo, like I know with my uncle who makes it and other folks that I've been to their house and family members that made it, I've always known it to be like spicy or very warm or just very warm flavors like red pepper, paprika, cumin and stuff like that.
Should warm your whole like body and soul.
Yeah, it's like like if seasoning could hug you, like those are the flavors like.
Hold up.
It didn't taste like that last time.
No, it didn't.
It did not taste like that last time. Like,
no, it didn't.
Yo.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Who's the cook this time?
I'm saying. I'm like literally like 2 weeks ago from today. Today is March 7th. Today's March 8th.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago. I don't know who was cooking. I don't know what seasoning was lacking in the kitchen that day. They were really busy. It was like an after church rush when I picked up the food and the macaroni was gone. So maybe like, I don't know.
You know, people get upset when the macaroni's gone.
I was slightly sad, but I had a show to shoot. But okay, no, so Dhat Island, your gumbo's off the chain. If this is how you make it all the time, your gumbo's off the chain. Off the chain.
Yeah, I'm impressed.
Okay. Sorry, back to Rage of Love. It was important for you, or you wanted to get away from the typical
hip hop shows or listening parties that are thrown around here, and my experience has been it's usually at a bar, it's usually at like a venue. There's usually a couple speakers, a DJ, and you got mics, and you just have to hope the artist is pretty like animated up there.
Yeah, and I think it's important as like if you're gonna put on a show to provide an experience. And I always want to maximize an experience, like make it so that a person will have to remember that night. Put things in the location that will make them remember the night or make them want to take a picture or record, something that they can show to their friends like, hey, you should be here because this is great and I'm having a great time.
I know I got FOMO. I was looking at it. Long story short, I ended up not making the event, and I was looking at the Instagram stories. And that was another thing too. I don't know if you guys are familiar with some of those like pop-up museums that are like Instagram museums, and every single room is like an opportunity, like an Instagram opportunity. And that's exactly the aesthetic and the feeling that I got when I was like going through the stories. I was experiencing FOMO and also blown away by like, wow, each room literally had its own energy, its own like its own theme, its own like just it was awesome.
Yeah, and we made sure to take advantage of the location to maximize that. Not just a lot of people, if they were to find Feeling Groovy and throw a show there, which I've been to a few shows that were there, they didn't add anything to its already awesome aesthetic. And I think that's where you falter, because it's like it already has an amazing aesthetic. Why don't we bring in things to really just throw this thing over the top?
Right.
And yeah, I think that's what I aim to do as I kind of get into this more event planning part of my career. When I throw shows, I want them to matter. I want them to be an experience. I want people to be able to capture something and keep it forever.
And not feel like an obligation. Because I'm not gonna lie, like sometimes it feels like I want to go support the homie. I want to really go and like show that I believe in them, but like fuck, bro,
yeah,
like it's gonna be the same shit. Like I don't want it to feel like an obligation. I want it to be like, oh, they do a show. Like not only am I going to support, but like they do a show. I'm
also going to have a good time.
Exactly.
And that's okay. Like we as artists should want our friends to have a good time. We ask them to support us.
That's real. And I don't think artists think about that. Don't. They just feel like, oh, you're my friend, you should come.
They feel entitled to their friends supporting them. And one of the things that I noticed in Rage with Love, and just like as you do things, if your friends are just like okay with what you have going on, then your reach isn't big enough. Like if your friends are just like, oh yeah, I'll come through, and they take what you do for granted, you're not doing it right then. You know what I mean? And you can find yourself being really frustrated, and you can find friendships break up over it. But it's not your friend's fault if they don't feel like going to what you're doing.
Right.
If you don't make people feel like going to what you're doing.
I love that you said that. I came across a meme last week, and it was one of these entrepreneurs that I follow. Her name is Dana Chanel. Guys, go follow her. She's really bomb. There was a meme of her, one of her celebrating and one of her just being like, okay. The one of her celebrating was like, oh my God, I got the job. And under it, she had like 300 likes, and like, everyone was happy for her. And then underneath it, she's like, oh, I started my own business, and no one liked it. No one gave it any attention. And in the caption, it was like, as soon as you start your own business, like you no longer get the support. And I was like, okay, there's one of two ways that you can look at this. You can either victimize yourself and bitch about it and just have this expectation that just because you started a business, people are now obligated to show you that respect that you have not earned. Or you can understand that regardless of who you are, any new business, any new product, if the consumer does not know who they are, like what the product is about, who they are as an actual service, as an actual manufacturer, yes, I'm gonna be skeptical. Yes, I might have known you for 15 years, but you just decided to start selling this product. I don't know you as a business owner. I don't know your consistency. I don't know you in this realm, so.
Crab is smacking.
Did you, I heard the smacking, like anytime you hear them. Yeah.
I know y'all catching that on mic. That's that good shit.
So I was over here in the corner too, like, yep, preach it.
But you're right. You're absolutely right.
You have to earn it. It's like, it's easier to complain that no one is supporting you.
Yes.
Much easier to complain.
And you have to do things that will impress your friends. I know that sounds crazy, but if you want people to really support you, that's what you have to do. If you don't feel like doing it with people who've been around you and who've seen your growth, that's fine. You just have to find a different audience. But don't get mad at your people for not supporting you if you don't make something that's kind of worth supporting.
That part. And also don't surround yourself with yes men. Like people who are just like saying yes to everything or not giving you any type of critical feedback or constructive feedback and just being robots about it. Like you have to be open to the critique and to the criticism. And I appreciate my tribe where they tell me like when I did my first booth for Culture Fuzz and I called one of my best friends and she was like, that's great, but I heard what you said on tape and you're still being very limiting. And she just like, boop, humbled me back into like, that's great. Let's celebrate the micro wins, but don't forget about the macro goal. Cause it's really easy to fall into it and define success as that one small accomplishment.
Yeah.
And then you get stuck there.
And hang on to it.
So I was like, I had to like lick my wounds for a second. I was like, okay, damn bitch. But like, I was appreciative of it because it snapped me back into like, she's right. Like I did want to be more expansive and I don't want to get stuck here. Like, yeah, real talk.
And a lot of times, you can't necessarily do it all on your own. So with Rage with Love, I had to partner up with Brick to Your Face, Future Soul.
Shout out Brick to Your Face.
And
Future
Productive
Soul.
Culture, who came through in the clutch to help with sound. In order to put on this show, everybody really had to come together. And it was just a testament to us coming together, wanting to create an environment that was filled with love and that elevated from what anyone's expectations were. And I think we did.
Man, you could see the energy of the people in the crowd, like jumping around, fully involved in the actual show. Like to see that produced by people from this city, and I'm so used to seeing a certain type of show, was so refreshing, so well done. And it's like letting other people see that it's possible to, we're worth having these shows.
Yep.
Like it's possible. We have the outlets, we have the avenues, and we have people that are showing that it can be done, but like we are absolutely worthy of throwing these types of shows. Like real talk. It's really dope.
And we're now getting to the point where the artists are starting to believe it. And
Expand
the people in
that.
the
What do you
city are
mean?
starting to believe it. Well, the artists around that are trying to do it for real, they are believing in the community. They're believing that we can do it for real.
Do you think the dialogue has like recently shifted with that kind of mindset?
Yeah, I do. I do believe that the dialogue has shifted. I think that people are now willing to put a little bit more into what they're doing, and they realize that no one's going to do it for us. And if we really want to make a mark in this community, we need to flood the streets, and we need to really get our music out there.
Yeah.
We need to get our slang out there. We need to be putting out quality music. We need to be putting out quality remixes.
Yeah.
We need to be supporting one another, and we need to be doing quality shows. And it's just not going to happen unless those things are quality.
Yeah, 1000%. It's the game has changed. It's extremely competitive. The internet's like the wild, wild west. It's changing every single day, and it's no excuse. Like you can have a great song. Like I say it all the time. Like you can have an amazing song, well packaged. It's just clean. It's obviously like all of the quality is there, but what are you doing to market? What are you doing to network? How are you putting your name out there? Do you think that's it? Do you think that's all you have to do? Like even with me and my platform, I didn't realize how much further and how much more authentic and engaging my reach was when I was actually talking to people in person. Yeah. And actually doing my booth, and it just was like blown away at the actual difference of it and how important it made me realize like, oh, I ain't shit online. I have to like really be out here. Like
there's millions of people that are doing what everybody else is doing.
Yeah.
So how are you gonna get their attention? The good thing is you don't need millions of people's attention in order to be successful. No. You just need about 1,000 people that support you.
That seems very doable.
Very doable. If you can get 1,000 people to support you, and spend $100 a year on you.
I see.
If you do the math,
I see.
you're making pretty good money.
You chilling.
You're chilling.
Yeah. And that's just one avenue of revenue.
And that's just one avenue, and that was put into perspective by entrepreneurs who understand the tools that we have at our disposal. There's enough for everybody. It's just how are you going to use it? And the way I'm trying to use it is trying to elevate these shows, elevate these videos, because I premiered the music video for Outbound Calls at that show.
Y'all, so
and
clean.
if you haven't checked it out, definitely check it out on YouTube.
Link in the description box.
Directed by DGPS Entertainment. Shout out the director Victor and the producer Duran. Couldn't have done it without y'all. And shout out Ivory and Mo, who were amazing on set and helped keep the vibe going. So
Ivory and Mo. Sounds like a show.
those girls should have a show. They were hilarious. But yeah, you know, once that video kind of came out. Kill it.
Just going for it. Here. Like after a few sips of the ginger beer, like it's once you get past the shock of ginger, it's pretty good. Yeah, it's actually
That's funny.
It's pretty good.
Might need another napkin over here.
Oh, okay, good. And I got this like 3 hours ago. So that's the test. We had to reheat it because on Sundays they close at 3. And the way that timing worked out, we couldn't shoot this until much later. And I was like, you know what? That's like the ultimate test, though. Like the reheat test. Like, is it good? So it passed. Very, very good. Like
Solid.
seriously, really good.
Solid.
So how's the reception to Triangles been since it's been out?
Oh, the reception's been great. The music is a lot more fast-paced than what people are typically, used to from me.
Okay.
Which was intentional. Me and Apollo, we really were trying to bring something different to the table.
Yeah.
And just kind of challenge me in a way, and I think that kind of brought out the content a little bit more. So I think that's been great because fast-paced music is kind of what everyone's ear is tuned to.
Absolutely.
Currently.
Yeah. Like even when you're not paying attention to it, if like something fast-paced just comes on, I know I have like a subconscious like foot tapping thing that happens. Like if I really like subconsciously, if a song is catchy, like all of a sudden,
beignets.
Oh, he's diving into the beignets.
Diving
I'm
into
like
it.
holding off for some reason. How is it? So describe to me. Okay, so he taught me something last time. I didn't realize that like dough could be like flavored. So talk to me. How's it tasting? What's the consistency?
The consistency is good. Better than the one that we had before. It
Really?
still has like the chewy center. I think a lot of times if you cook it for too long, the outsides get like a little crispier, and then the insides kind of like almost like kind of hit the wall of the beignets. So
Baking is so scientific. I
You know what I
literally
mean?
like when people talk to me about baking, because I'm not the Susie homemaker in the family. My sister got that gene. Like I'm
okay.
just very like, can I just put it in the microwave? So when people talk to me about that stuff, I'm like the mathematical equations start to like go in my head.
Math meme. With
Yeah,
the
exactly, where I'm
lady, trying to do it all. I feel it.
I'm like, I can do I could tear up a box cake. I can make a mean box cake. But you sound like you cook though. Like you bake, you cook.
I mean, I try. I dabble.
You try?
I dabble.
You sound modest.
Okay, I follow recipes. Not even gonna lie. I literally just follow the rules. But I just find different stuff and like I might freak it a little bit, you know, like I don't always take their word for it. Other than cooking times, I always take their word for it.
I'm terrible with cooking times. I almost like don't believe recipes.
No, you have to.
I'm like, that doesn't make sense.
The cooking time is I've learned. Anytime I try to cook corn, it's like 45. Like do it for like 30.
I'm gonna put it on high. I'm gonna put it 50 degrees higher.
No. Destroys it.
For real, I'm like, oh.
And the only time, like the time, it's anxious too because like it's time in real time. You know what I mean? Because
I don't know what you mean.
Well, check this out. So like it's not just, oh, it's gonna take 30 minutes. It's like, no, it takes 30 minutes. You know, like it takes 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minutes.
Oh, like the full 30. Like you have to wait till
yeah.
like it's 29:59.
It's not like us. It's not like us. Oh yeah, 30 minutes. I'll be there. You know, that means you're gonna be there anywhere from 25.
So it's not colored people time.
No,
it's not. It's actual stove.
We're talking
time.
an actual time of the sun and the earth moving.
But it's defined as a minute.
Yes, that's what's needed, and that's why we don't pay attention to it. But that's what's needed. And as long as you do that, then you're fine. You can throw in whatever ingredients you want. Like, for the most part, as long as it doesn't, like, change the consistency of whatever it is you're making.
Yeah, I'm still
Then
learning.
that'll change the time.
I'm still learning. I'm very much still, like, I like sauteing. I like doing stir fries. So understanding the science of, like,
cheating.
what cacks for. Yeah, it, like, looks like.
All of it gets mixed together.
Exactly. But still, you have to put in certain ingredients later, like if I want to do like potato and broccoli and onion, I have to do the potato first and not put in the broccoli and onion at the same time because that shit gets burnt. So it's like all of it's a science, but I'm still learning. I'm learning to appreciate the process of cooking, from like shopping all the way to like actually cooking, because it's like a thing. It's like a soul thing. It's like a connection.
It's a ritual,
like
and a meditation.
Yeah, exactly. With like the food that you consume and put into your body. Like, I used to
Food
hate
will
it.
forever taste better when you cook it yourself.
I agree. I 100%
You going
agree.
through the process of making it, and then, especially if you make it successfully, and then eating it afterwards. Oh, there's almost like not a higher form of self-love. In all honesty. Sue me.
It's so good. There's so much emotion. I felt you, but then I bit this, and I'm feeling so many things right now.
Hey, there's something about food. That's why this
I
segment
just started
is great.
salivating. I'm like, I can't talk.
This segment is great because, like, food is something that will always break down barriers.
That's what I
Always.
think. I'm like, everybody
Always.
loves food. It's
Food and
nostalgic.
music. Food and music are the two things that will forever break down barriers.
1000%. I agree. It's like it's a universal language.
Mm-hmm.
Music and food, like it's a love language too. Like my dad, he's not a very intimate person. He doesn't say I love you a lot, but he'll definitely save you a plate of food, or make sure you got your dessert. Did you get your dessert? I'm like,
that's an I love you. The itis.
It's kicking in now.
Kicking in.
I'm doing
now. Thank God for food and fellowship.
Ooh, I didn't need a plantain.
Yeah, I saved that one for you.
Love language. Fuck.
Always save women food, fellas.
If you're gonna listen
There it
to
is.
one piece of fucking advice in your entire fucking
That's
life,
it. That's the key.
I don't care if she's your homegirl, your wife, your girlfriend, your little sister,
Doesn't matter.
your mom.
Doesn't matter.
Watch look at how we squeal when I save you some.
Yeah.
When like Eugene brings me like home a juice, it'll be a juice. I got you.
He knows. Eugene knows. He knows.
Love me. Like,
Guys,
he came home with Girl Scout cookies. I literally almost fell out.
it doesn't matter. That's the beauty of it. It doesn't matter what you bring. It's always good. It's always will
It
be
matters.
welcome.
Learn what she likes. I'm sorry. Learn what she likes. It matters.
Well, I mean, yeah, I was gonna say unless she's like vegan, vegetarian, then like obviously you got to bring that kind of stuff too.
There's a
but you
thing.
should know what she likes anyway.
You
I
should.
guess
Yeah.
that was kind of implied in what I was saying. But yes, if
I'm
y'all
sorry.
don't know,
I don't give a lot of people a lot of credit. I don't.
I'm with you.
Sorry.
I'm with you. I'm with you. It's the internet. We don't know. We don't know. So y'all, we're gonna give you the game all the way from the beginning. Learn what she likes first, then bring what she likes whenever, all the time.
Doesn't matter when. Even if
Doesn't
she says
matter.
no. No,
Just
I don't need
whatever.
anything. Don't believe it.
Bring it. Just bring it because she's gonna need it tomorrow.
Or later. Or she's gonna watch you eat it. I'm that one. I'm that girl.
See,
wake
he
up-
already knows to get 2 orders of fries because she's gonna say no fries, and then she's gonna see you eating the fries, and then you just pull out the other bag. There you go.
Sexiest thing in the world.
Give me y'all free game right here. This is it. This is it right
I'm
here.
literally co-signing.
Most important right here.
Like for real.
Same.
What is your like favorite dish? Like what's your favorite dish to cook someone? Like when you're trying to show out, or because everyone has a dish where they act like they know how to cook, or like they feel like this is a good representation of me.
Yeah, this is like the best version. Like, yeah,
Exactly.
you do that well, but mine is.
Don't ask me to do anything better than this. This is my like.
I feel
Randomly could do a lasagna. Like I could make eggs anyway. I could tear up an egg. What about you?
I would say French toast. My French toast is pretty unique to me. So breakfast. So you got to make it to breakfast first of all, and then when you make it to breakfast, then you may get Noreik Thascool's French toast.
Maybe
And,
there's levels.
you know, there are levels to it. There's a lot of love that's put into that French toast.
How does one earn the French toast?
There's a lot of things. A lot of things you got to do. It's like a gauntlet that you got to go through.
And the ultimate prize is the French. Okay, so what goes in? So let's give a motivation. Let's give them incentive. What's in this French toast?
Well, first of all, the main ingredient is love. There's a lot of love that's put into that French toast. Yes, you know, there's music that is played. There's music that's played during the French toast making. So the atmosphere is part of the experience that you get. You get whisked into a whirlwind that is similar to like a movie.
These verbs.
Yeah.
Whisked.
Yeah. It's similar to a movie. Similar to a movie. You know, you might depending on the season, you might get the shirt off while the French toast is being cooked.
Just the apron. Just the apron.
You might just get the apron.
That's like the ultimate.
That's
like
it. I'm just saying.
You've hit every. Oh, what's that game? The Ultimate Warrior? No, the one where they run through all the obstacles.
Oh, American Ninja.
American Ninja. Like, like you have to
Yes.
get all of the like.
Yeah, you gotta hit the button on all of them. And then, yeah, you know, it gets popping. Maybe some fresh fruit, you know, cut it up, put it over, you know. It's might grind the cinnamon from scratch, you know. Who knows?
My advice to you kids, if you're gonna stay in shape for anything in life, let it be the zombie apocalypse.
Cardio.
Super important. I fucking hate cardio, but I do it. I don't run. I'm not a runner. Do you run?
No, not really, in all honesty.
I'll do the elliptical. I will hike up a fucking mountain. Like, I will push heavy things across the fucking, like, football fields, but I will not run. I hate running. I like calisthenics, yoga, and holding strong poses.
Yeah, I think there's like a method to running. Like there's like a form of meditation that comes with it that I haven't figured out yet, but there's like a rhythm and a breathing thing.
I used to.
Like,
back in the day, I used to get really, really high with my best friend, and we used to like run 6 miles. I don't know how to get there. I don't know how to get there anymore. No clue how to do it.
Too many things have happened in my life.
Exactly. I'm like,
I can't get there anymore.
I'm no longer that girl. All right. So thank you so much for doing this and for being here and eating this food and doing this again for the second time.
Number 2.
Being so understanding. Like, this man's energy is just so, like, it's just vibes. I'm just so happy he's tried because, like, fuck. It's like, I'm just glad this isn't like, what if
we gotta support the community?
Like, what if he's upset? What if he just like doesn't respond?
Nah, no, nope. I understand that we need as many people being creative in the community, doing what they need to be doing. We need to support one another. Just because we may stumble or we may fall or anything like that is no reason to turn your back on what is possibly a super good thing for the community. And yeah, so of course I was gonna come back. That's off top. I was gonna do it again.
And you're feeding me, so like, I'm coming.
And I'm eating. Love language. What's up?
Hey, I'm like, I'll totally buy you food again, or like buy you food. Duh, like obviously. Okay, so outbound calls.
Outbound calls. It's
video.
Out now.
Yeah, it just came out. It's really phenomenal. I'm gonna play it right now. We're gonna do a little dance and a little reaction to this. This isn't a Rissa Reacts. I'm not gonna do a whole thing. We're just gonna do.
You gotta do one of those too.
We do. That's why I don't want to do the whole thing. Maybe this will just be like
a tease.
Like a tease. We'll do like 20 seconds.
On the phone right now is fellow artist, promoter, MC Johnny Bars. Definitely go check out his album that's out right now.
Most beautiful fro I know.
His album Planet Underground is streaming right now. Go check that out. It's crazy.
Fucking every single time I try to by myself, I surprise myself like, what's happening? I realize every time that you think that you can't, but you can. And it's all in mind. I had no idea what was in me. I couldn't really see. So I took a look inside and saw my own beast to unleash. Saw my own sword to machine. Saw my own girl underneath where the insecurity was sick. So I slipped past the winter, get gas, and I floored it towards the port. Pulled up, cut out my portion. Yeah, that's all me. Balls in my court, yeah, that's balling. Follow passions and follow callings. Trust me, got your nose, what's up, and up.
I really like these visuals.
crazy. Victor just
So
snapped.
creative.
We did the whole thing in a green screen, and we had about 5 to 6 different outfits, and we just kept like rotating out of there, just filming, and it was
It's
great.
so clean. It's like so simple that he had so much to work with. Like it's just endless. Like, dude, okay, guys. So I gotta do a Rissa reacts to this video. It's pretty phenomenal. I love the song. I hear what you're saying about like more upbeat, more up tempo, because it's definitely like I got happy. I got good food and good music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So Noreik, that's cool. Where can they find you?
You guys can find me on all streaming platforms all over the internet, Spotify, Apple Music, SoundCloud, anything at Noreik. That's cool. Noreik is Noreik. That's cool. Thascool.
Hey.
Find me on Instagram at That's Cool. And yeah, find me in your city because I be going around all the time. So
Yeah.
come through to a show, come through to an event. Yeah, it'll be a good time for sure.
You definitely want to come to these events as it is a production. You have a new show coming up, right?
Yeah, I have a new show coming up. It's called Cool, Calm, and Collected. It is kind of like my reoccurring show that I have at FTG Productions down in Santa Ana. It's going to be a great lineup. We have Johnny Bars performing. We have L7 performing. We have San from Los Angeles. She's going to be performing. We have Nefets from Los Angeles going to be performing. We have Eugene O'Neill that's going to be there. And so many more, hosted by my man A Sincere. Skywalker Mike is going to be in the building. The Soundflick Boys, you already know when we click up.
Pretty dope lineup.
It's going to be crazy.
Super
It's gonna be
excited.
crazy.
Hell
Many
yeah.
more that are going to be announced. So look out for the flyer. If by this comes out, the flyer's already around, then like that shit and share it.
Support. Come and see what we're all about. See what these shows are all about, because it's not just your regular okie doke production. All right, you guys, that's it for today's episode of Rissa Eats, Breaking Bread with Noreik. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Twitter is Culture Fuzz Fuzz. I'm on Medium now. I'm on TikTok. Everything is Culture Fuzz. You can also find these videos and extra blogs and a whole bunch of other content all on my website, www.culturefuzz.com. I got a newsletter. I have groups, networking. I can teach you how to network, expand your brand. You know what it's about. You know what it is. It's all love, Fuzz family. I could show you things. I could learn
the way. I'm going to show you the way.
All right, y'all.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. We're going to have to do this again. What would the next thing on the menu be?
Next thing is going to be authentic home cooked. I'm going to get my mom involved, and we're going to make
I love it when mamas cook. Ooh.
Yeah, we're going to make something from scratch. Authentic Trinidadian food from scratch.
Yes.
It's going to be great.
I'm super excited.
Might premiere some new music. We'll be at the studio. It'll be a good time.
Excited. I'm ready. I'm already hungry again. All right, guys, that's it for today's episode. I'll catch you guys later. Bye.
Hustle beats sound like every single time. Talking every single time. I try to apply myself. I surprise myself like, ooh, that's kind of nice. Realize every time that you think that you can't, that you can. And it's all in your mind. I had no idea what was in me. I couldn't really see. Till I took a look aside and I saw my own beast to unleash. Saw my own sword to unsheath. Saw my own door underneath there. The insecurity was sleep. So I slipped past and went to get gas. And I floored it to what's important. Pulled up, cut out